Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this planet, on this worldwide wonderfully wobbly. Sister L here with you for the Sun in Pisces reading and the full moon in Virgo. Hey, how you all doing? So we're at the end of Aquarius now. Happy birthday all you late Aquarians. And we'll be coming into Pisces season between the 18th and the 19th of February. So happy birthday to you, Pisces. And happy lunar return to all Virgos. We'll be having a full moon at 0 degrees yet again, looking at our Janus and how Virgo works at its core. So let's look at the Sun in Pisces first. So what is the Sun in Pisces? Pisces is the last sign on the wheel of the zodiac, the final ending. We'll have a look at this on the chart. I'll bring up my Time Passages app, which I like to read from. Okay, so here we have the Sun in Aquarius today. Hope you can see that. Okay, and it's currently in the 7th house, and it will be moving into the 8th house of Pisces. This is Pisces here, the sign for Pisces, the 2 fish. And there goes my mobile phone. Okay, well, they'll have to wait for a quick second. Right, so let's see. So the moon in Pisces. Pisces is a mutable water sign. It's the last of the water signs, the first of the water signs in this new year, as we see it, but we really see the new astrological new year as starting in March, on the 21st of March, when we have the spring equinox. Well, right now we're coming to the end of winter with Pisces. So Pisces is a mutable sign, I was saying, the last of the earth signs. It rules our dreams and imagination, our subtle ability. Can be very subtle at this time and very easygoing. We like to swim well and not be attached to too many things at this time. And this is how Pisces likes to use the energy. So see where Pisces lands in your chart. Pisces is also called the cosmic doormat because it's the last sign, so it's got everybody's sign in it. And so it's come across many adventures on its travels. And this is why the mutability really helps, because they can become flexible and easygoing and see how they can work in situations. They may swim away from situations more than confront them, but if they have to, then they will use their subtle energy to move around the situation. So if you know any Pisces, I'm sure you know this well. So they're a sign of flexibility, and what else do they do? And we're going to be very creative at this time. We're going to have lots of dreams, and maybe even seeing dreams come true at this time. Okay. And we have some deep emotions because all water signs are very emotional. So Pisces is no exception to this. So we'll be tapping into a lot of our emotions. Okay, so Pisces, you'll be having the 12th house. Actually, let me read what Pisces is first, and then that's what I'll do. Okay, let's see. So Pisces is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. Jupiter was its ancient ruler. And so it's going to be here somewhere. Right, okay. And there we are. Okay, here we go. Pisces are friendly and likable, and yet can be very moody and introspective as well. Pisces is a watery sign concerned with subtle emotions and mystical depths. Pisceans are not entirely at home in this world. They may at times prefer their inner life to this one. Pisceans are dreamy and full of imagination and are easily influenced by everything around them, being quite sensitive to the emotions of others. They also have an artistic temperament that allows them to express their feelings in creative and innovative ways. Pisces can be strong when necessary, but may have a hard time making a decision. They also may experience upsets periodically, excuse me, stemming from their extreme sensitivity as they react to situations and events that seem harsh. At their best, Pisceans are truly compassionate, offering service, love, and understanding to all of life. The element related to Pisces is water. The water element is the feminine or yin energy of emotion. It corresponds to the Jungian typology of feeling, receptive and sensitive to subtle currents of interconnection. It flows through everything and connects to a deeper and more unconscious level than that provided by logical thought. Water people are tuned in to a deeper and subtler reality than other types around them. Their emotions range the gamut, which is a whole spectrum, from fear and dislike to an unconditional acceptance and love of the world and the creatures they find within it. They can be security orientated and respond well to solidity, direction and form provided by others. At their best, they provide a powerful connection to the divine within themselves and each person in their surroundings. The mode of Pisces is mutable. Mutable signs, as the name implies, are multivalent and flexible in their approach. These people are easygoing, allowing and accepting of others around them. The ruling planets for Pisces are Neptune and Jupiter. Neptune represents the universal ocean of oneness with all beings. It is thus highly compassionate, also idealistic, imaginative, and self-logic, or even self-undoing, and can be associated with drugs or media as fantasy expressions. Neptune rules Pisces and finds its exaltation in Cancer. Its position indicates where there may be confusion, but also great creativity, or poetry, or musical gifts. Neptune has been called the higher octave of Venus. Jupiter is the planet of faith, positivism, and optimism. It rules Sagittarius and is exalted in Cancer. Jupiter represents the principle of expansion versus contraction, like Saturn, and aspirations of the higher self. Its position in your chart will show how your faith is expressed and what modes of activity will stimulate your self-confidence. The sign Pisces is compatible with Scorpio, Cancer, Capricorn, and Taurus. So there we go. So that's what the sign of Pisces is. So, and then we'll be having a full moon in Virgo. So what's Virgo? Virgo is a mutable earth sign. So it's very easy moving. It's the easiest moving planets out of the earth signs, which are Taurus and Capricorn. So Virgo is very mutable. It's ruled by Mercury, which is our messenger god. So it has a lot of thoughts. It likes to bring things into details, very detail orientated, likes to get things in order, etc. So we'll see where everybody's house is. I'm drawing the cards. I'm using some Kyle Gray, Angels and Ancestors, beautiful card. And it says, please do not drink alcohol before using these cards. You know, that was a challenge, right? I'm only joking. Pisces season, get lost in your imagination. And the card that came out was the Seer. And it says, where's my gooks? And what it says, see beyond the current situation. So this is the card for all of us with Pisces, for the sun coming into Pisces on the 18th or 19th of February, depending where you are on the planet. And I also pulled from the Denise Lynn Gateway Oracle cards, and it's breaking barriers. I am expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom. Yes, Pisces likes a lot of freedom, likes to be flexible and move about, likes to move about. Okay, so let's see what card we have for each of the signs and where they will be. So Pisces, you have the sun in the first house. Card for Pisces, sun in the first house and the moon in the seventh. Sun in the first house, so you'll be maybe changing your appearance, what you like to see, things around you, how you feel individually. And you'll be coming into a refresh and a newness of that when the sun shines on you, Pisces, in your first house. The moon will be in the seventh house of one-to-one relationships, partnerships of all kinds. And the card for you, Pisces, for the Kyle Gray is Stag. Ooh, let's have a look. Ooh, put my eye out nearly. Stag, trust and thrive. That's for you, Pisces. And for you, accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. So that's for you, Pisces, in the first and the seventh house. And I hope you enjoy that. Well done. Aries, you have the 12th house on the wheel of the zodiac, the final house. So you may be sleeping for longer, resting for longer. The 12th house is the house of Pisces. and it's the house of losses, dreams, innovation, things that I've just spoken about. So you enjoy that in your 12th house there, Aries. Oops, okay, 2 cards for you, and one is Spirit Fox and the other one is Traveler. Ooh, so you may well be traveling in your dreams or to a dream location. Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times and move in a new direction with Traveler. So you've got 2 cards there, Aries, for the Sun in the 12th house of Pisces. And your Visalin Oracle card is Communicating Freely. I communicate from the depths of my being, and that's right. And the moon there in Virgo in your 6th house there for you, Aries. The 6th house is how you do your daily routines and things you'll be changing about that. Okay, Taurus, you have the Sun in the 11th house of groups, so the Sun will be shining on that. You may be meeting some new groups in this time of Pisces. Well, there's a card flicked out for you, and you'll be having the moon in your 5th house of joys and things that you like doing. So for the Sun, you've got White Witch, and it says be the light there, Taurus, in the 11th house with your groups. I'm sure you'll shine very well. And taking action, I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. That's for you, Taurians, there in the 5th house. That's right, embrace them new times. Come into the fullness of that. Some groups that you like to be with. I'm sure you'll be attending a few parties there, Taurus, in the 5th house with the moon and the 11th house of the Sun. Okay, now we move on to Gemini. You have the Sun in the 10th house. Gemini, you have the Sun in the 10th house and the moon in the 4th. So the 10th house represents how we see ourselves outwardly and how we take our own authority. And the 4th house is home and family. So there may be some highlighted issues there coming up with the moon. Okay, and your card is Shaman, trust in higher forces, and it's a good thing to do in Pisces season. Like they say, Pisces is slightly unrealistic, but it's not that. It's just that they're tuning into higher levels above us. And the moon card is awakening ancient wisdom. Deep inner knowledge is emerging within you. Well done there, Gemini, in your 10th and 4th house axis. Outward appearance and inward feelings. That's for you. Cancer, you have the 9th house for the Sun. The 9th house is higher learning. It's the house of Sagittarius, so you may be doing some far distance traveling or learning from abroad. You can learn lots of things now over the next. It's amazing. Okay, so for Cancer, you in your 9th house, the card for you is Summer. Bask in the joy and light. So maybe something will be planning ahead for the summertime there, Cancer, for your 9th house with the Sun. And for the 3rd house of the moon, which is communications with neighbours, friends, close friends, and people you meet daily. And it says, simplifying your life. I cherish the simple pleasures of life. So maybe you'll have some neighbours all getting together, doing a bit of a clean out, maybe a garage sale or something. So that's for you, Cancer, the 9th and the 3rd houses. Okay, Leo, you have the 8th house for the Sun, and the 8th house is other people's resources, how we share our gifts and talents. And you will be having the moon in the 2nd house, so you may be looking at your finances and coming to a fruition there with this full moon in Virgo. And the card for you, Leo, is Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. Once we confront our fears and desires, we'll be able to see which is what. And this will give us some more headway and headspace to move forward. And it says, starting fresh, a wonderful new beginning is blossoming in your life. And that will be in the 2nd house for the moon. 2nd house rules our personal finances, what we value and what we love. So that's the 8th and the 2nd house there for you, Leo. Virgo, you have the 7th house for the Sun and the 1st house for the moon. So the Sun will be looking at one-to-one relationships, how you do relationships of all kinds. And the moon will be looking at how your outward appearance is. Maybe you want to change your look, your how you express yourself, how you express your emotions. And the card for you, Virgo, there was 2 cards actually, was Drum, Dream and Journey, and Broken Arrow, Embrace the Energy of Peace. There you go, in the 7th house of one-to-one relationships. And your Denise Lynn Oracle card is Renewing Your Life, Remove the Clutter. Radiant vitality is filling my life. So remove what you don't want, and I'm sure that's been removed already and highlighted with this full moon. It gives us lots of clues of what we can be rid of and what we can take on anew in the 1st house there, Virgo, for that moon, that full moon at 0 degrees. Good chance to start getting some new emotions. And the 7th house, how you relate to other people. Sun will be shining on that. Okay, Libra, you have the 6th house for the Sun. So we have a card for Libra, and the 6th house for the Sun, and the 12th house for the Moon. The 6 houses are our daily routines, how we do daily routines, and maybe things will be shone on that, and maybe you'll have a change up of that. Libra for your 6th house, and it's got Direction, Guardian, Choose Your Path. There you go, Libra in the 6th house. See how you want to do your daily routine. Sun will be shining on that, giving you a lot of help. And the Moon in the 12th house has got Opening to Love. My heart is open. So be open to your dreams coming into fruition, and how you can dream things into being. You can use your imagination greatly at this time, Libra, with the Moon being in your 12th house, a very dreamy and imaginative house, very creative house. Okay, now we have Scorpio. You have the Sun shining on your 5th house. You're probably getting a lot of invitations. 5th house is a party house. It's also what we like to do for pleasure. So you're going to have that, Scorpio, and your Moon will be in your 11th house. So there'll be a fruition of groups that you associate with. And so for your Sun there, Scorpio, in the 5th house, you have She-Wolf, Unleash the Wild Within. Ooh, there you go, Scorpio. Go for it and have some fun. They're in the 5th house, and you'll have the Moon in the 11th house. So that will be a fullness of coming to how you associate with groups and what your place is in that. And the card for you is Stepping into Silence. My power is born in the majesty of silence. Geez, it is there. Your vibrations will speak for themselves there, Scorpio, in that 11th house, as you shine, doing things that you like in your 5th house of the Sun. Okay, Sagittarius, you have the 4th house of home and family. The Sun will be shining brightly on that. Maybe you'll be changing ways of around your home, or how you live, or you may be changing things about your body. The 4th house can also be your body. Maybe you'll be going to the gym, or just changing the way that you present yourself there, Sagittarius, in the 4th house. And the Moon will be in the 10th house of your own authority, how you use authority and how you merge with authority figures. So the Sun's card for you, Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. And indeed you will do there with the 4th house, giving you some strength to go into your dreams and imaginations and broaden your horizons that way. The Moon's in your 10th house of your own authority, and so you'll be launching your journey. I am an intrepid traveler setting forth into the universe. Indeed you are, Sagittarius, known as the traveler. So 10th house, take your authority, take yourself to somewhere nice, if that's possible. Okay, well done, Sagittarius. So Capricorn, you have the Sun in your 3rd house. The 3rd house is neighbors, friends, local communication, local travels, also rules cars and machinery. And the card for you, for your 3rd house, Sun, Capricorn, is Shaman, trust in higher forces. There you go, Capricorn. It's a good time with Pisces there, Sun shining on you. To trust in the higher forces, maybe with neighbors and friends. And the Moon will be in your 9th house of higher learning. And it says, looking deeper, deep within me is a majestic radiance. Indeed it is, Capricorn. In the 9th house you'll be shining with the full moon on that. Of higher learning and looking into things deeper. Okay, and then Aquarius, you have the second house for your sun. So you'll be looking at your personal finances and how you value yourself and what you actually value. Well, okay, this card jumped out for you, Aquarius. For your sun, it says broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. In the second house is a peaceful house ruled by Taurus, and your planet Uranus will be going into Taurus pretty soon in March. That's right. And a different vibration will be happening there. But the sun right now is in your second house, so you'll be looking at personal finances, and the moon is in your 8th house, so you'll be looking deeply into how you associate with other people's resources, and there'll be a fullness shone on that. And it says, soaring into joy, childlike wonder fills my life. And there we are, Aquarius. So have a fine time with that. And the card for all of us for this beautiful, beautiful, peaceful, mutable, flexible Pisces sun. Let's see what the card for all of us will be. This one's standing out. And it says, Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. Exactly. And the moon card in Virgo says, trusting your intuition. The moon does rule our intuition, our emotions. That's right. My life is truly guided. So just have faith, have trust. Know what your inner dreams are saying to you and how they can be expressed at this time. As we have the beautiful, mutable signs of the sun and moon, the opposition happening. Excellent. So peeps, how's it been? Everything's been going good, right? Hopefully, because all planets are still forward. We have gone into shadow phase for Mercury, however, who will be going retrograde on the 5th of March. That's right, for 3 weeks. So if you have any contracts that you'd like to sign or anything that you'd like to initiate, it'd be good to do it now. Before the retrograde happens. Obviously things carry on during the retrograde and life still moves. However, if you want to get things into as much of a clear perspective, especially before the retrograde in Pisces, where we're already seeing the outer world and relating to things outside of us that we probably wouldn't normally. So just go with the flow of life, and I'm sure everything will be good, and I'll see you all pretty soon. So you all have a good one, and while the planets are going forward, let's work with them. Let's go forward in as many areas of our life as we can.